To make sure it's on.
I should have some people help me pass these out. You guys want to go pass these out? All right. So thank you to all of the guests for coming. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what we do at these monthly meetings, and then we have a lot of special things going on here tonight. So normally we start our meetings with sharing a little bit of information about the Arbonne opportunity and what's on. So we have 3 incredibly special speakers that are going to come up tonight and share with you a little bit about Arbonne, the business, how it works, why it works. Okay, after that we do recognition. We recognize people who are achieving success in our business, and just some announcements and then a few trainings. And so the really exciting news about tonight is Arbonne has this kind of coveted vehicle in Arbonne, and that's the white Mercedes. And there's 4 levels of management in Arbonne, which you're going to hear about in just a few minutes. But when you get to the 3rd level in Arbonne, you get that company car. And we have 3 ladies in the room tonight who are in qualification. Yes. So that is very exciting, and it's an incredible accomplishment. And so I've asked those 3 ladies to come up and just share with you a little bit about their journey, but what is so unique about Arbonne that is causing the amount of success that we're experiencing. Now, some might think, well, I don't really care about a Mercedes, like, whatever, it's a car, right? Well, it's a free car. However, the Mercedes is really a symbol to more in life. It's a vehicle, and the reason we drive vehicles is to go from one place to another, and that's what Arbonne is for so many people. For me, Arbonne has completely transformed my family's life. Some of you know my story, some of you don't, but I've been in Arbonne for 9 years, and prior to the business, I was a physical therapist, but my husband and I were not where we wanted to be financially. We were struggling. Living paycheck to paycheck, a lot of school debt, and Arbonne became our vehicle to not only a debt-free lifestyle, but to time freedom, choices in our lives that we never even imagined were possible, and more personal growth than I could ever even begin to describe in even the entire evening. So it's just a life-changing gift for me and my family, and so I'm really excited for these incredible leaders to come up. So I think that as they come up, we should really celebrate their accomplishment and cheer them on. But we have Executive Area Manager Lisa Campbell, we have Executive Area Manager Elizabeth Bell, and Executive Area Manager Becca Norman.
I stand behind me. I'll stand behind this. Okay. First? I am. All right. So for starters, I'm going to introduce myself to you all, tell you a little bit about who I am and where I came from, what attracted me to Arbonne, and then a little bit about what Arbonne is and what makes it a little different than, or a lot different, I guess it is, than everything else that's out there. And I do have notes because I run probably one of the craziest, busiest lives, and I need notes to even know who I am sometimes. So, first and foremost, I've got 3 really very busy children. They're gymnasts. I run 3 businesses in addition to my own Arbonne business. I employ 20 employees and do payroll and compensation and all of the business ins and outs for all of them as well. So I am a person who truly does work Arbonne in the nooks and crannies of my everyday life. Very rarely do I actually have hours on end to sit and work Arbonne. So I try to weave it throughout my day, every day. And when I was introduced to Arbonne, it was Danielle Pearson that actually kind of pulled me aside and said, hey, I want to show you this business. And I knew her from the gym. Our kids did gymnastics together. And I was the furthest thing from looking for something else to put on my plate at the time. But I listened, and what caught my vision was everything that Arbonne has to offer with regards to the freedom possibilities, the the ability to weave it in and out of your business, the ability to be your own boss. Not that I'm not, but I'm gonna tell you what, my businesses run my life. They run my family's life. I run my businesses, like we went on vacation last year. I run my businesses from vacation, like it's bad. So I decided, well, if I could find something to get me out of that and into a much better time freedom environment, something that could be the vehicle to allow my family to go on a vacation and not have to bring my laptop and not have to manage 20 employees for, be gone for a week, and that would be so fabulous. So anyway, that's kind of my background, my history. So I did say yes to the business, and I'm here today, 2 years later. And Arbonne really is a company of people that's here to offer you opportunity of more choices and possibilities in your life. They are a vehicle to fulfill your dreams and fulfill the dreams of that of your family. This year we're celebrating our 35th anniversary, so that's pretty cool that we've been in business for 35 years and we have an unbelievable, remarkable product. Founded by a man named Peter Mork, which is even more incredible because it was a guy who founded the company, that all of our lovely women use products for, and our wonderful men as well in today's world. So he believed that we should have a consumable, pure, safe, and beneficial product that would help everyone on the face of the earth look better and feel better, provided they had skin. Hair optional, right, Danielle? So through the best of science and the best of nature, he created a Swiss formula line of products that are free of harmful chemicals, toxins, and for everyone. In fact, Arbonne is free of parabens, alcohols, formaldehydes, cholesterols, animal byproducts, GMOs, PABAs, mineral oils, petroleum products, artificial colors and flavors. In addition, we are gluten-free, nut-free, dairy-free, and pH balanced. So, I think we've pretty much incorporated every need out there. We are vegan, dermatologist tested, proven with clinical results, developed in Switzerland, and that says a lot. If anybody knows anything about Swiss product, and manufactured in the U.S., which is pretty amazing. And on top of it all, we have a 45-day money-back guarantee. So it really does take the fear out of the ability or the worriness of trying new product for everyone.
Alrighty then. So thank you very much. So a little bit about my story is I actually work for a really great company other than Arbonne. This is the other great company I get to work for. So I guess you could say that when I even caught wind of the philosophy and started to meet a lot of the men and women that were doing this, it was very like, okay, I know this. This is this familiar feeling. So what I do right now is I actually work for a successful restaurant group. I had started really when I was 16 years old. I was a little busser. And worked my way up in the company, did bartending and left for a while, and then found myself back at the company doing accounts payable. They have been an awesome company to me. However, I still feel like I'm running this rat race with my kids. They've been great as far as like being able to be part-time and pick the kids up and whatever, but now that they're both in school, I feel like every single day I get them ready, hurry up, get to my job, clock in just in enough time, make sure that I have these hours. I am like crazy in the weeds because they do trust me, and so I have a lot on my plate and a very little time to do it in. So it's work while I'm there. I leave, still not feeling accomplished, run to go get the kids. I have to pick both of them up at 2 separate locations, get them, come home, then you have the homework and everything like that. They do it all again tomorrow. So when Arbonne was approached to me, it was actually my sponsor, Lisa, and her friend were sitting down with me. And I have to tell you, like, she's telling you how busy she is, and that was something that really caught my eye. I thought like someone was trying to prospect me like that. That's what we do. That's our job. We just try to get people to join. That's all it was. And I'm like, oh dear, she's trying to like get me. So I was like, she's like, let me just, buy you a glass of wine, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I told my husband, lady wants me to do Arbonne, and I'm like, he's like, well, what's the worst you're gonna say? No, it's an opportunity. You can say yes or you can say no. But that's opportunities. You're gonna not get one if you say no every single time. So what's the worst you're gonna do? Go check it out. So I did. I sat and checked it out, and that, like I said, is something that was like, why are you doing Arbonne? Like, you clearly have 3 businesses running. Like, you sound like you're all set and successful already. Like, and the other girl I'm talking with, same thing, great job out of Massachusetts. So I'm like, that like little thing that I thought people kind of did, just that blew that out of the water for me. So I was intrigued. So I sat and listened, and a lot of the points that they made really jumped out at me and made sense. And it did, the consumable product side of it sounded much different than a lot of the things that I have heard or people had talked to me about in the past that I just wasn't interested in joining. So one of the things I want to talk about is network marketing, and that's a buzzword. I know many of you people must have family, friends, somebody. For me, it was my parents. They had tried a network marketing business probably 10 years ago or something, and just weren't successful at it. I think they made some money at it, but just it didn't go anywhere. So I had that stigma. I thought that you had to be that pushy salesperson, that you had to like beg everybody to buy things from you, and you no longer had any friends and all that stuff. So I was very scared off by it, but I found that I was just very uneducated. And once I sat down and did my research, I realized that all network marketing is a distribution center. It just looks different than the way other things are run. One of the things is, if you think about where a product comes from, they have product and development, normal marketing, product and development, right? And then it's got to go ship to the warehouses. It's got to you need to hire a sales force to decide how they're going to market it, where it's going to go, how they're going to sell it. And then from there, it's now, trucks, distribution to Target, to the mall, to whatever. And now it's sitting on the shelf, so it's their collateral. So from that, there's a lot of money in between there, in all of that stuff. And I always say, it's funny when I'm talking to somebody, especially at parties, I do a little hair flip, and I say, we're the Eva Longorias of Arbonne. I say, if you think about it, do you really think Eva Longoria is coloring her hair in her sink by herself? I don't. Jennifer Aniston, do you think she uses a Vino every day? I don't. Do you know how much money she gets to pay? Yeah, a lot. So Arbonne instead puts that money that they're paying all that middle stuff, the salesmen, the celebrities, all of that gets put into the product development, to the ingredients. You guys, we have awesome, awesome ingredients. Even if something is like a great ingredient and they find one that's better, they will always go to that better ingredient. When you are hit with like cost stuff, sometimes that's the first thing to go when they're trying to like drop prices. Instead of increasing, people will fudge on product, on ingredients, and Arbonne has never done that. So we have quality ingredients. We have quality ingredients. Hold on, lost my train of thought. Oh, the money. So they put into the product development, and into us. So they really take care of their consultants really, really well. And why? Why do you do that? Because it makes happy consultants, it makes a happy, flourishing business. It's a very smart business model. So there blows my network marketing weirdo thing out of the window. But also, when you're deciding on what you're going to do, what kind of network marketing thing you're going to join, Arbonne looked really different to me. It was consumable. We talked about people use it, they love it, and they reorder it. So there are times where you're sleeping and someone's shopping at night, you wake up in the morning, you can check your numbers, and you made money in your sleep. I like that. So I jumped in. One of the other things is timing and trends. So when you're thinking about it, it's like, is what I'm going to sell, do people want it? You guys, people want what we have. We have everything that's pure, safe, beneficial. More and more people are flipping their labels over. Everybody that I know is flipping their labels, starting to be conscious of it. So there's still some, I'll go to a party or talk with somebody and they're like, because one of the things is, like they're saying, how they were formulated way back in the day, you have 26 seconds. Your skin absorbs things in 26 seconds. It's your largest organ. It's a great vehicle to get things in there. Think of birth control, think of nicotine patches. So the things that you're putting on your skin really do mean something. So once you educate yourself, and I really find that it's just, that's what I do. I share with people and educate. it kind of becomes a no-brainer. So after I saw that stuff, I was like, huh, that crazy network marketing buzzword is no longer scary to me. In fact, I'm in love with it. So,
all right. So I'm Elizabeth Bell, Executive Area Manager. I am a stay-home mom, although before that I had many, many jobs and knew what it was to work hard. But we decided that I would stay home with our children when we got married, and I've been homeschooling them for the past 6 years. So we are a crazy busy household. When my sister came to me 3 years ago and asked me to take a look at this business, I told her I was a big fat no. I was too busy for this. I had already been part of a network marketing business and really thought that I was pretty successful at it. And I wasn't interested in making a few $100s a month. I wanted to focus on schooling my children, and I felt like we were running like the race just with that. Super busy. So I'm so glad she did not go with me telling her that it would be a complete waste of time. I told her I would never join her in this venture. And so I'm blessed every day to think that she went ahead and joined Arbonne. And she invited me over to her house and blindsided me with Danielle. And Danielle is so charming. No, but she I just grilled her with questions because I thought I knew everything about network marketing. And then, like Becca said, she shared all these different things, and I was like, well, that's not how this network marketing company was, and I kept knocking things off my list. But what really got me and what really impressed me that night was not only was Danielle talking about how wonderful Arbonne was, but the caliber of people that were joining Arbonne. And, business women, lawyers, doctors, nurses, moms, it wasn't just a cute little business, and that really intrigued me. And so I left that night, and I told them that I would join. Although I did go home, I still had all the fears that I had had before, and I went home and timidly told my husband I had started my Arbonne business, but I don't worry, I'm just getting a discount. I'm not really going to grow this thing. Anyway, after using the product, the other thing that was really holding me back was I was having a lot of adult acne, major problems with my face. I'd been seeing a dermatologist for a year, and nothing seemed to be working. And I was spending hundreds of dollars a month to try to fix my face. And I used the Arbonne RA9 for a week and saw differences. And within 3 months, every single piece of acne that was on my face was gone. I had clear, beautiful skin, and I had people noticing it. And of course, I was telling them that I did Arbonne, or that I was using Arbonne. I didn't say I did Arbonne because I still wasn't sure. But to my surprise, I promoted to the first level of management with just sharing and recommending this products to other people within a month and a day of joining Arbonne, and earned $1,000 of free products. So I was like, this is incredible. I should really start looking at this more. And I decided to really join a training for 3 months and listen and decide after that whether or not I was full in. Area manager, which is the second level of management. I'm going to talk about those in a little bit. And from what I've built, the thing that really has blown me away and really grown my passion for Arbonne is just recently the opportunities it's afforded for our family. My mother-in-law was very sick with cancer, and in the fall, our family was able to travel down once a month and really give time for my kids to be with their grandma. In February, she got very, very sick and turned for the worse, and I was able to spend 2 full weeks as her caregiver for her last 2 weeks of life. And during that time, what blew me away was to give the time and energy I wanted into my Arbonne business, yet because of what I had built over the past 3 years, my paycheck grew and my team was continuing to explode, which was amazing that I could take that little break and give that time to my family that was needed at that time, and then jump right back in. And here we are in Region Qual, which is awesome. It just means that we've helped a lot of people, and we're going to continue to do so. I just ask you to really think about the things. You may have a job that you love, but unexpected things happen, and my passion right now is just for people to prepare for impact. And so I'm going to talk about time leveraging. This is one of my favorite parts about Arbonne, and with this, we've been taught from a very young age that you work 40 hours, you get paid for 40 hours. If you want more, you go work overtime, and you still have to trade time for money. Well, with network marketing, it's completely different. You get to leverage your time by, if I'm working 10 hours a week and I help 4 other people start their own business and help them work 10 hours a week, then I'm essentially getting paid for a 50-hour work week. And then I want to help them grow and them develop. So I might try to help them find their first 4 business partners. And now all of a sudden, a team of 16 of us are growing an Arbonne business and helping each other out and be successful. And each one of us is putting in 10 hours. Now I'm getting paid for 160 hours of work a week. And obviously that goes on if you think about 16 going to 64 and 640 hours a week. And that is exponential growth and time leveraging, beautiful model of what that can do for your family. And, you know, I'm not going to tell you it's get rich fast. This is not, I work hard, but we work smart. And so once I've trained people to duplicate what I'm doing, then that's the beauty of the time leveraging. I need a sip of water. Hello. So people that join this are not joining because they weren't successful at their current jobs. We obviously have doctors, lawyers, nurses, all sorts of professionals. They're doing it because they're tired of trading time for money, and they want to have more choices in their life. So let's talk about the income potential real quick. There are 4 levels of management in Arbonne. You can, if you desire to earn an extra $500 a month, we can help you do that. But if you want to replace a significant income, we can also help you do that. The greatest thing about this is it's your choice, and nobody is dictating what you will or what you have to do. With Arbonne, you get to be your own business partner, but we lock arms with you, and we really partner with you in this venture. So it's your goals, your desires, not what we want you to do. So the first level is district manager. We help you get there in your first or second month of business, and with this you can add an extra $500 to $1,500 on average, sometimes more, to your paycheck, or I don't know, I guess that's what it is. And then the second level is area manager, and that's $1,500 to $3,500 a month. And that, again, that's average, because I've made more than that before, you know, towards the end. So that's not the absolute area that you can get that. It's also when your business becomes willable. And this is what I was talking about preparing for impact. This is amazing that you have something that if something happened to me today, my husband and my kids, even though he's the sole provider, he's like the main provider of the home, they would still get paid on the business that I built for our family if something happened to me today. So that's incredible. And then RVP, which is Regional Vice President, that you can earn $3,500 to $16,000 a month on average. And you also get $800 towards your company car, which Danielle mentioned you get to go and pick out when you want, and then Arbonne pays you as long as you have that car in your parking lot, $800 a month for that car. And when I first heard these numbers, I thought they were, I haven't even told you, MVP is $23,000 on average a month, and that's nation, that's where Danielle is, National Vice President. And that is just the average. We have many that make way more than that, and you are the CEO of the company, and if you raise, you can. I thought just a few lucky people made that, but that is absolutely not true. We've had thousands promoting to the top 2 levels of Arbonne, and not people that have been in forever that have thousands of people underneath them. In the last, I know we had several over the summer, like 30 or 40 qualify for the top 2 levels in just 1 month. I know if I talk about Danielle's Nation alone, we had 4 qualify for region this month, 1 new regional vice president, 2 that are in qualification for the top level of management with national vice president, and that's not including the past 4 or 5 months where we had 4 or 5 regions promote out. So this is an absolute exploding ground floor business, and amazing. It is absolutely on fire. The company is completely on fire, and there's never been a better time or a better place to join a company than with Arbonne today. And so after hearing all of this, I just want to leave you by thinking about a couple of things. And I want to ask you, if you keep doing what you're doing, are you going to keep getting what you're getting? And if you want something different in your life, more time freedom, more financial freedom, more the ability to save, the ability to sit by a sick relative, save for college, you know, whatever it is in your life, more choices, are you willing to do something different to get that? And The last question I want to leave you with is, do you have a plan B in case something happens to your family member? I did not dream up going to sell skincare and health and wellness products when I was a little girl. That was not, ranch with farm and horses, that was, this was not my dream. But I also didn't dream that my husband and I would struggle paycheck to paycheck, that we wouldn't have time with our children, that we would just be constantly saying, well, I'm too busy to sit down with you because we've got to get these things done. And what I have had the pleasure of learning with Arbonne is over the past 3 years, these have been the best years. I have not regretted 1 minute of it. And it has been a journey, but it has been completely worth every minute. And I just want to encourage you to get with the person tonight that brought you as a guest. And just, if you have questions, we'd be happy to answer them. If, I don't know, I was going to say anything else. We'd be happy to partner with you if this is something that you want to jump in on. And I'll turn it back over to Danielle. I think that's it.
Amazing, isn't that exciting? You guys, I hope that you got from that information and that it really is a nooks and crannies. I mean, they're all busy. I built this business, I would say average 10 to 15 hours a week, sometimes a little bit more, 20 hours, sometimes a little bit less, after having a baby. And I've had 4 since I started Arbonne. There are periods where you can't work a lot. You're not going out building your business, but you're doing things by the phone, encouraging like Elizabeth shared. And so it truly is that nooks and crannies business. But I just learned some stats today that it is a $167 billion industry worldwide. We're not talking a small pie here of network marketing. $67 billion industry worldwide. It's bigger than the NFL. It's bigger than the movie industry. It's bigger than the music industry. Okay, that's big. $1 billion alone are sold in the United States, and that's in personal care. And then here's a really cool statistic. 82% of all women in the United States that earn over $100,000 do it in network marketing. 82% of women in the United States that earn over $100,000 a year are part of a network marketing company. And the prediction is that there are going to be more millionaires that are coming from network marketing than any other industry, including Wall Street and medical professionals. The industry is predicted by economists to have a 600% increase by 2020, and Arbonne's prediction alone is a 500% increase in the next 5 years. 500% increase in the next 5 years. So my question is, where will you be in 5 years? I will tell you that our team right now, this is a reflection of you guys. We have been in the top 10 in Arbonne in 2 and 3 different categories the last 3 months. Because of the growth that is going on in this room. That speaks volumes for you guys, and our business works. I kid you not. Edmond, Oklahoma, we talked about Oklahoma has 200 Mercedes on the road in that one state, okay, and they're not a whole lot bigger than New Hampshire, okay, and they're like a third the size of Massachusetts, okay. We are going to make our presence in New Hampshire and Massachusetts and Vermont. And Maine. We have some Mainers and some Vermonters, but we are going to make our presence, and we're going to put our name on the map like Edmond, Oklahoma, and they're going to say, all those Mercedes, but that's happening here with the growth that we're experiencing. So definitely, if you're a guest and this intrigues you, we would be honored to partner with you and show you how this could change your life and the lives of people that you know and you care about that may want more time and financial freedom in their life as well. So now my favorite part is recognition, and I love this because we get to love on people who have been working hard, growing their business. For a lot of people, that's stepping out of their comfort zone. Like was shared, this isn't something we dreamt that we would do. And so a lot of us, it's uncomfortable to say, hey, and we try to really stress, we're not salespeople, okay? We just share something that we really believe in. If you've not tried our products, you have to try our products. They really are phenomenal. But we share our incredible products and our amazing business. And these people who we're recognizing today have stepped out, and their dreams and their desires for a bigger and better future are bigger than their fears and excuses. So we get to celebrate. The first level that we celebrate and recognize are people who are in qualification for district manager. So if you are in qualification, that's the first level of management. If you're in qualification for district manager, would you please come up? Holy smokes. Gross. That is mine. Just rough. We have a camera ready for all of you.
I do. Okay, you're gonna have to switch in. A few of you down on your knees or something in front.
You guys look great.
Amy.
It's like the dance ball class in March.
Okay, so next month we want to recognize all of you as new district managers. Okay, so definitely that's where your pay and doubles. You can start earning bonuses, lots of really great stuff. So we'll help you finish that. So the next level that we recognize is those that are new district managers in Arbonne. So if you are a new district manager, would you please come up with your sponsor? Forgot to give you flowers. Yeah. Not you. Okay, now to get loved on. Extra love. You go first. We're all dying here.
Hi, everybody. My name's Joey O'Donnell. This is the amazing Erica Andre. I signed her on as my first business builder. And we've known each other for a really long time. She was my roommate. She was one of my sister's best friends, blah, 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 blah. And she's killing it. She's awesome. I love going on this journey with her. I think that we make a really great team, and we're building a really great team. And everything that everybody said tonight is true. It's amazing. When you first come here, you're kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Legit the odd man out. Not no more. So, congratulations. I love your face. Oh, these are for you. I'll take the flowers.
So this is the beautiful Joanne. Joanne and I go back multiple years, which is fabulous, and our lives have intertwined multiple times. So this is a fun way to have our lives join together again. But she is a beautiful mom with 3 beautiful girls. Her husband is ginormously tall and also in district manager qualifications, which is exciting. So don't worry, Joey, there's some other guys. But Joanne is like, okay, seriously, we talk about sponsoring up. Well, holy moly. She has just been on fire. She's been super coachable. At the beginning, she was like, you're telling me I have to do what? There is no way I'm going to do that. And holy moly, she blew it out of the water. You're going to see her up here again in a few minutes as being in qualification for area as well. So, woohoo! So, awesome. So, congratulations. I'm super excited for you.
Okay. So I'm actually not Jess's direct sponsor, and I'm actually not even her direct sponsor. It's kind of confusing, but I'm her surrogate sponsor. I sponsored Holly, who's in Colorado, and she sponsored her sister Heather, who's in Colorado, who sponsored Jess. So she actually wrote a little thing that I'm going to read from Heather. Hi. So she just wanted to let you know that she reached out to Jess after drifting apart for about 10 to 15 years. And I'm not sure what told me to reach out to her other than missing her. But I'm thinking now it was intuition. She was hesitant and cautious like we all are. And pretty much said no. And then Nate offered a free gift if she would just go to a meeting. A free gift. And she did, and the rest was history. That was only 3 months ago. Jess has done nothing but impress me with her spark and her motivation, as well as her love and devotion for her family. She's decided to go all in, which many of us end up doing, but are afraid to at first. And I've seen her learn and grow already in 3 months. While working a full-time job and tending to her family, Jess is promoted to district manager with her own volume with her clients and preferred clients. All I've seen from her proves that she is a natural at this. She is so good, and I know as she grows and promotes to area manager and beyond, the true gifts of this business will unfold for her, and she will make an amazing leader and teacher. Someday we will spend more time together, I know, and I'm so grateful for our team, and love you and congratulations.
This is Sarah Kelly, and she started, well, she actually came to a party back in November, her mother-in-law's party, and tried the RE9, and she really loved it, and decided to jump in the end of January 30th, I think. And she went into qualification in February and finished this past March, and she's just been amazing. She did it all on her own volume, and she, you know, she's the type of person, first of all, she's the sweetest thing ever, sweetest personality, but she's the type of person I can tell that just when she puts her mind to something, she does it, and this month she's gonna bring on some new business builders, and she's gonna grow her business and be a complete rock star. So I'm very, very proud of you.
Okay, do you want to take the picture?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna talk.
Should we go in the front?
I know each other's small, short. I know how small, but short.
Look at this one.
Look how cute they are.
I like it.
Seriously, you know that I'm like the worst at stuff like that. And ask me to do the picture, and it's so fun. You have to pick somebody that's
The next awesome group that we're gonna recognize are people that earned their their district manager bonus. Will you guys just stand in your place? You earned your district manager bonus. So these people they get an extra $200 in their paycheck this month for hitting a certain level. They also get special time with me and GTC. We're having some drinks one evening, so they're staying tuned for that.
That got me so excited. I literally can't even drink because I'm drinking chicken right now.
Only Brittany. And also a lot of them you're hearing from that are going to speak tonight. So that's great. Now we have 3 awesome people who are in qualification for area manager, which is the second level. So if you are in qualification for area manager, will you come on?
Yep.
That's Joanne, Joey, and Jen. It's like 3 days.
I got it.
All right, and we have 2 brand new area managers. Already smell the leather, right? If you get to brag on both of them.
I do, they're both. What? Okay, I'm gonna be super quick so we can get to our trainings, but I just have to say, I am so blown away by these 2 ladies. Sarah Luce was my very first sponsor. I sponsored her, and she has just grown a tremendous amount, and now it's just, when we talk about sponsoring up, like you said to Joanne, but you have such a quiet spirit and such, brings so many qualities that I don't necessarily have to the business.
you so much and am so grateful. I just have to say, this woman not only finished her promotion to area manager, but also gave birth during that time. So, because everything is better with glitter, right? And then Kelly has had such a transformation as well over the last couple years. She had absolutely no self-confidence when we became friends and started talking, and this business has just brought out such a beautiful confidence and love for people, and she just has always been, she's been a gift to me because she has kind of an intuition to tell me when she recognizes something's wrong with me and everything. She has this for everybody she meets. And now it's coming out in just this beautiful way of leading and serving others. So I am blessed to have you.
And we just want to say thank you to Elizabeth for being such an amazing leader and for all that she's been through the past few months. Just she's been right by our sides, and we just want to say thank you.
Great.
Woo!
Love ya. Okay, area manager bonus. You earned your area manager bonus. Stand up. That's an extra $400 in your paycheck, just because. Pretty special. And just one more time, I know we kind of heard from them, but we have to give them flowers. So our region qualifications, come on now. Okay. And yes, we did celebrate a brand new region. Grace Cleaton out in California, promoted to regional vice president. We have Rachel Paxa, who's down in Virginia, is also in qualification. And then Lindsay Hepburn and Elizabeth Gilbert are both in qualification for national vice president. So a lot of really great stuff going on in our team. So next we're going to have Nicole and Navy are going to come up. Nicole's just going to give us a couple of announcements. Navy is going to give us a couple of updates on the website.
We talk about fitting into the nooks and crannies. I have my math test here.
That's your math test?
Well, my sixth graders, their math test.
That's terrifying for you.
So just a few announcements. We have, something exciting, Share the Momentum. It is a promotion that Arbonne is doing that for every new consultant that you sign that has 350 QB in March and April, that you get this really amazing clock. And in the middle of the clock, you can see all the different countries that Arbonne is now a part of. So that's kind of something neat. And you can get as many clocks as you want. Strong clocks, right? And it also counts with a PC upgrade as well. So that you need 350 QB in order to get the anniversary clock. Fistics. You all know that they are going to a 30 count. It's the exact same price per Fistic, but it is going to be $48 SRP. And the ASVPs, it's still going to be the 20 count until May 1st. After May 1st, it's going to go to the 30 count. Let's see. Also, GTC, visualizing GTC posts. If you're doing any type of social media with GTC, what they want you to do is they want in their social media mosaic that they make, and you can see it on the consultant bulletins on the source. They're asking people to do hashtag GTC 2015, so they can just see some neat things that people are putting about GTC and so forth. If you have any questions, if you come to GTC with us, super excited, it's going to be great. You can go on gtc.arbonne.com. That's gtc.arbonne.com. And on this website, you can get every single thing that you need to know before you head out to GTC with all of us. You can get event updates, you can get special announcements, and you can get any frequently asked questions answered. Also at GTC, exciting news, you can purchase for $50, you can purchase the Pure Transformation hardcover book celebrating Arbonne's 35 years in business, and you get it firsthand for $50. You can still register for GTC for $99. And last but not least, this is going to be perfect timing because we're going to come back from GTC and we're going to be super pumped. And those of you who can't make it, we're going to share everything with you and you'll be super pumped. But we are going to schedule either Wednesday or Thursday after we get back from GTC. That is going to be a happy, healthy hour. Place and time and whoever's going to be the speaker, that is still to be determined. But we just wanted to let you know that Wednesday and Thursday after GTC, we're going to be planning a healthy hour. And that's it.
Thank you.
You are cool. Okay, so website news. Not a ton to say, just I want everyone to take a deep breath and remember that with change, it can be a little hard. The middle can be a little messy, but the end is always beautiful, so just keep that in mind. There's been a few hiccups and glitches here and there, but just know that Arbonne is on it, and they've been working really hard on it. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. When you log onto your website, in that green bar where there's all the little hyperlinks, if you look on the right-hand side, it says like website news. If you click on that, it'll actually list everything that's going on and what they're fixing and when it's either due or when it's been fixed. And you can go up, and there's like a huge list of things that they've actually done at the end of March. So there's a lot of great new fixes, which is awesome. And the other thing, just another FYI with the website, is if you go into the source, and I think it's an actual clickable box, there's a new systems trainings, and there's a bunch of documents from how to order for a client, how to do a party. So this is a great resource for your new consultants, too, to kind of point them in that direction if they're having any troubles. Plus, obviously, the trainings on the university. So that's kind of it. There's not a whole ton of stuff going on right now. But again, you can check on the website news for any up-to-date stuff there. Okay?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have two of our newbies that earned their DM bonus this month. Brittany and Joey are going to come up and share a little success tip.
So excited.
Oh, and this is the entertainment part of the night. This is a bad entertainment.
Comedy show.
Do you want to go first? I was totally doing crossroads.
Okay, so I just want to thank everybody for, I'm kidding, be serious around me. Take a deep breath, I'm collecting myself. My practice is in 4 minutes in the car on my way to see Cinderella, so I'm going to really keep a time frame on this. So what I really want to talk about today, there's a couple things. Yeah, there's a couple things. So thank you for asking me to speak. I love talking to people. It's why I got an education degree. It's why I want to train and develop people in what I do in my JOB. That's why I love Arbonne. I just love it. So first thing I want to talk about is a concept called putting the mirror up. So this month was a lot of recognition. Hi, Mercedes. My DM qual is watching right now. So putting the mirror up, and it's a concept that I don't know if anybody's heard of, and no, it's not talking about looking good in the mirror. The concept is putting the mirror up in self-reflection of yourself. One of my mentors at Old Navy, Amy Dillon, created this concept to me and said, Brittany, put the mirror up. What does that mean? And the mirror is you putting the mirror up in front of yourself and saying, am I doing my best? Am I doing what's right? Am I chasing the opportunities? What can I be doing more? And this month for me was a lot about what am I not doing? What can I do better? And who am I doing it for? So I put the mirror up. And some people can have the mirror put up for them, but the great people, the great leaders, put the mirror up themselves and make that change. And so for me, it was putting that mirror up and asking myself those questions. So put the mirror up in the month. You know, are you doing what's right? Are you challenging yourself? And it's hard. Looking in the mirror is not easy, hence why women have problems, right? So look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm going to do to fix it. So the second thing is knowing yourself. You know, how do you be successful in Arbonne? You know, Arbonne gives you the tools, the leaders, the development, the growth to get you there, but it's up to you to make that happen. So you need to set yourself up for success, as my dad would always say. So my biggest like aha moment, which I love aha moments, was I was at close night. It was the first time I haven't closed my building. So I was up till when I called for DM, and when I went DM, I was like on my computer at Old Navy, like closing my registers down at 11 o'clock at night because I couldn't get up. So I pulled up 6:30 in my parking lot, and I'm like, Brittany, if you go up in that apartment, and if you go to your house, you are going to get sucked into your world and your roommates and your cat, and you're not going to do your best, right? So I called Kelly. I was like, so what are you doing? She's like, well, I just finished chili. I was like, is there enough? And she's like, yeah. So I drove over to Kelly's house, me and the boys, and Kelly, we sat and we ate chili, and we whipped out our computers, and we just did Arbonne. And I ended up passing out on her couch. It was really funny waking up to the boys going to school, but it was 6 a.m., and Jason and Grady and Derek are like, hey, I'm going to high school. And I was like, okay. So I put myself in that situation. I set myself up for success because I knew if I was going to go in there, it wasn't going to happen. At 12:30, we helped get an order in. Kelly went to area. I went DM bonus. And that wouldn't have happened if I went and home. So knowing yourself, knowing how to set yourself up for success. Also, I challenge all of you to look around you. Who in your business, who is sponsored you, who is a peer that has the courage and kindness? I learned that from the Cinderella movie last night. Courage and kindness, right? Courage and kindness. Who has that to put the mirror up for you, okay? Who has the courage to say, you know what, you're not putting it up yourself, but I'm going to put it up for you. And that happened with me this month as well with Kelly. She said, Brittany, why are you doing Arbonne? She didn't have to go into detail. She said, why? And at first I was so mad. I was like, Kelly, you know why, right? But it took her the courage to stand up to me and to say to me, Brittany, you what's your why? For me to say, you know what, Kelly, you're right. This is why I'm doing Arbonne. Get out of my own way, put the mirror up, and reflect. So I challenge you all to talk to your friends tonight, to talk to whoever sponsored you. Whoever that person is going to help you get to where you want to go. And Kelly is that person for me. And it just works out that she's my sponsor, but it could have been somebody else, and it could be for you. So please find your mirror. That is going to help you self-reflect. The last thing I'm going to talk about is just directing that energy. So for me, my biggest challenge this month was directing myself to be successful. There was a lot of firsts for me this month in my personal life, and I let it get in the way. And that's okay, because guess what? A lot of learnings, a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity on what not to do and what not to get in my way, right? And that's okay, because we're still going to grow and go places. But it allowed me to direct my attention to my two girls in DM Qual, Mercedes Strawn and Kylie, who are in New York back home. And I just loved them. I coddled them and loved them. And by doing that, it gave me the strength and the belief and the courage to keep going. So even if you can't get out of your own way, think of why you're doing it. And it's no longer for us. It's no longer for our why. It's for someone else's why. It's for someone else's courage. It's for someone else's belief. So remember why you're doing this. And if you can't get out of your own way, do it for them. Because let me tell you, it was really worth it, not to DM bonus, but to help them get to DM Qual where they want to be. So I'm going to leave you 2 quotes before I pass over the mic to my handsome fella over here. 2 things. I actually share these with my store manager, who I love dearly. The first one is, be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. I love that. It's by Steve Jobs. The second one is, this one literally pertains to Arbonne. It's like, I just want to consume it. Successful people have discovered what they're good at. Successful leaders discover what other people are good at. And that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing Arbonne. So thank you guys.
Hi. I have amazing to tell you like that. No, what I have to tell you is amazing. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, just a little bit, about how important it is to build relationships. I think it's incredibly important, not just for you to build a relationship with the team that you're trying to build, but to build a relationship with the people that get you to where you want to be to build your team. And that's through your clients, your preferred clients, your personal clients, whatever you want to call them. They're your people. And they are what make the difference so often to make for ourselves. I just recently made a Facebook page for myself, and I immediately had somebody be like, "Oh my God, you sell Arbonne?" I was just about to put a huge order in. She didn't know anybody that sold it. She just went on the website for stuff, and then when she found out that I sold it, she was like, "I love that you sell this stuff." And it's because of that that I'm like, oh my God, I'm like sending you a present. I love you. That's awesome. Thank you so much for like even. So it's little things. You just you always want to remember to follow up with people, continuing to build your relationship with people. It's for people to just, you know, you kind of forget sometimes that there's a lot of people out there that are so used to going to the store, going to CVS or Walgreens and picking up their cosmetics or, you know, their vitamins and all that kind of stuff. They don't have to get a thank you from like the cashier that's like, oh my God, thank you so much for coming in here and getting this every single time they go to get it. They're not getting that. You know, Ava Longoria and Jennifer Aniston aren't saying thank you for buying this product that you're seeing me use every day. But thank you because I'm getting paid to show it to you. So for us, I think it's incredibly important to contact the people that we're selling our product to so that they actually know that we really do care about whether or not the product is working for them, whether or not they got everything that they were supposed to. Sometimes things are backordered and they're not going to understand, like when they're looking at their receipt, what BO means on it. They're just like, I didn't get it. I ordered this stuff, I paid for it, it came out of my credit card and I didn't get it. So it's important for us to follow up with people and keep on building our business up that way. I believe that our business is based on the relationships that we make, and they are what keep us successful. So that's what I have to say about that. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about is makeup. And I know that it's really funny that I want to talk about makeup, but
It's not funny at all. It's 100% serious.
I love makeup. I do. I'm a dude. I like makeup. I wear all of our makeup. I'm wearing it right now. CC cream, bronzer.
35th anniversary.
Oh, there we go. No.
Oh gosh.
Gotta
Should
show.
be on that.
No, I think right now we're kind of in this cool spot where so many people are so interested in being healthy. So we're nutrition, where that's kind of the route where a lot of people are right now. But I think that so many people want to look just as good as they feel. And I think that we have such an incredible cosmetics line and we kind of forget about it in a way because we're so busy like selling them, like everybody's like, oh my God, you have a new shake and you have a new shake and I want that, I want a beach body, I want this. I'm like, no, you don't want a beach body, you want Arbonne. So I think that it's important, especially with summer coming. So many people, when the weather starts to get nicer, they're just so thankful because they're looking for a change. Like there's change in the weather, there's change in our body, there's change in everything. And when summer comes, your whole palette changes. In the wintertime, things are darker, it's dreary outside. You dye your hair darker, your makeup gets a little bit darker so that you look like you actually do. In the summer, everything's brighter and nice. You put highlights in your hair, you start wearing nice colors again, everything's different. So when you're starting to have your parties now, I think what's important to do is kind of look at people and be like, oh my God, don't you just want to shine and shimmer and sparkle and be happy and all that kind of stuff? We have so many amazing products that I don't think people really know that we have because they're interested in all the other things, or it's wintertime and nobody had their party, so now that's a good time to check back with people because it's summertime, sangria, margaritas, makeover.
Sangria's always a
Sangria.
people every time.
Just get people drunk before you do anything to them.
I do not think that.
Joey, keep it clean.
I'm so sorry, I didn't think that way.
Makeup.
Yes, makeup. So, yes, that's what I have. I'm not going to continue. I do have something else. We're just going to go. That was palette. Cleanser palette.
Joey sells a lot of CC cream now, right?
CC cream.
Okay. We have two beautiful leaders whose businesses are completely exploding, kind of in different, well, similar ways, but different journeys to that explosion. So Crystal's going to come up and share some success tips, and Joanne, I don't know if you guys just want to wait, and then when she's done, you can come on up. You want to go first? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yay, Crystal.
I'm not a fan of public speaking, so it's a good growth practice for me. So thank you so much for having me speak. My name is Crystal. I'm a district manager with Arbonne. I started last September, and my direct sponsor is Naomi. I was asked to speak about two different things tonight. One, how to have high volume at your parties, and two, how your business can change on a dime. And I'm going to start with that. As I said, I started in September, and what you do every day matters, even when you think that it doesn't matter and results aren't showing. I haven't really done much different since I started. I just was very consistent and persistent with what I was doing. And last month, I was at this meeting, and I came here as a team of 1. And now I can say I'm here as a team of 5. And so it really just, you never know what's going to happen, and you just have to keep with it, even when you don't think the results are coming, because they really are. And just keep planting the seeds. And one thing I should say that I think really helped finally get those seeds to harvest was Naomi and I had to talk about what I could maybe do. I was kind of getting a little bit frustrated because I was going for a while, not getting people to really come on board right away. It was more of a future thing. And we said, why don't we talk more about the third-party validation? And I think I wasn't really bringing that in fast enough. So what we did was a friends and family call. I had never done one before. I started in September, and I swear they're magic. Danielle does a great job. I invited everyone on the call, family, friends, people that had heard my story 5 different times, and people who really were somewhat interested in the business, but just kind of, I think, needed to hear it from somebody other than me. And so I highly recommend that if you haven't done one, even if you've been doing Arbonne for years, do one. You might be surprised what will come out of it. Also, one thing I started doing a lot more was reading some self-development books. In the beginning, I had a hard time trying to manage everything in the nooks and crannies, and I finally, it settled out a little bit, and I've been reading more. And I feel like that's really helped me have more of a clear mind and also be a little more confident when I talk to people. And the third thing was I recommended Flip Flop CEO to everyone. And pretty much everyone, I think, has read it. It's just another way of third-party validation that really, it just explains, even for anyone who's not even interested in the business, or they don't think they are, I think it's still a good thing for them to read and learn about network marketing. High volume parties. This past few parties that we had, last month was a crazy month, obviously, in a good way. I noticed what we really have been doing is pushing the ASVPs, obviously, and pushing them a little bit more in a nice professional way. I talk about them a lot in the beginning of the party, and I kind of just almost like a little teaser, talking about how they're 40% off and people start getting interested. And then towards the end of the party, I get into the nitty-gritty details about it. And one thing a question I had from a couple of different clients the past month or so, which really surprised me, was when I started talking about being a preferred client, they said, I don't want to be signed up for any automatic thing. And I'm like, no, that's not how it is with Arbonne. You can order whenever you want. And they're like, oh, okay. So I made a point the past 2 parties that we had to explain that in the presentation and say, yes, it's 40% off, and your preferred client fee is waived, and you get 20% off of future orders, and you're not locked into any sort of monthly automatic payment. It's just 20% off for orders that you want to place, anytime to stock up or to also buy other products. And they're like, oh, okay, and you get a free $50 gift. And the past 2 parties have been over $1,000. Almost everyone did an ASVP. So I don't know if that's really the magic thing, but I just noticed that explaining it a little bit more rather than having them being scared to ask about it or just ignoring it and ordering single products. I feel like that helped. So just a little bit there. And the ASVPs are really what brings the volume. And then if you have somebody who doesn't want to do, of course, the skincare or the nutrition, do the build. Most often they'll do the build your own. So the last part I want to talk about, it's just kind of a fun little story that will leave you with some faith. As I said, I started in September. There was a good 7 months, almost 8 months that I was a team of one. And so many times people said, keep the faith, and you do, but it's just, you're like, okay, when's this going to end? And I just think, what if I quit after 4 months, or what if I quit after 6 months and just said, I'll give it 6 months and see where it goes. Just keep going, because it will pay off. And I had a funny little story this month. My husband and I took a boating license class, and I went into this. I'm not a good test taker. I've always had a really high anxiety, high stress background, and I overanalyze everything that I do. And multiple choice tests, I could find an answer for every single answer that there's on the paper. So I was really nervous about this test because I didn't want to fail, and I'm not a good test taker. And so all day I'm taking notes and I'm writing everything down. And it comes time for the test, and I'm the last one. Still trying to fill out my test, and everyone's passing. And I can hear the guy passing everybody, saying, here's your temporary license, he'll get yours in the mail. And my husband passed, and I'm just going through, reviewing my answers, and you only need to get 12 wrong and still pass the test out of 60 questions. And I had 13 of them were tick marked. I was like, I know I got them wrong, I'm gonna fail. And I reviewed my answers a million times, and I finally said, that's it. I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to just give it my best shot. And he corrected my test, and there were 13 that I knew I had wrong. And guess how many I got wrong? 3. And the guy's looking at me like I'm crazy. I can't even look at him correcting it or whatever. But and I beat my husband too. Which,
That's important.
Yeah. But I walked away in complete awe. This is the perfect example of Arbonne, because how many times do we doubt ourselves, or overanalyze, overthink, or just outright don't give ourselves enough credit for being smart? And so I left there thinking, this is the perfect example for me. And when you think you're going to have 13 no's, you might only have 3. So,
my name is Joanne Johnson, and 38 days ago, I signed up as an Arbonne consultant. So that's sort of where I'm at, but let me tell you a little bit about me. I grew up here in Nashua, and I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 13 years, and I like to tell my students that I know that they can't possibly believe that because I look so young. I teach 6th grade middle school, and I teach history, and I love stories, so and telling stories, history teachers do, so I thought I would share one. And I thought I would share it about this building and the Crown Plaza. So the Crown Plaza gets its name, and you guys maybe know this, maybe you don't. There were lots of Indians in this area, and actually when the colonists came over, this was called Dunstable, and that's what they settled it. But what happened was the Indians showed them these flecks of really pretty rock, but they were really thin, and they explained that it went into the chief's headdress. So the colonists were really interested about getting an American crown for the king. So they decided to use the flecks from the granite to do that. So that's kind of why it got colonized here. So how does that relate to Arbonne? Well, it relates because the only thing I ever wanted to sell was sarcasm, humor, and stories I made up right on the spot. Please don't go home and tell people this, especially your children, because that was a story made up. I do that all the time for my middle schoolers to bring in the lesson that they need to know in order for them. Yeah, you're just there now, huh? That's what happens. Yeah, this is what happens in a lot of my classes. There's waves, and I'm like, yeah, okay, good. I am here and not just teaching because Elizabeth private messaged me the night before we went back to school. Now, if you are a teacher, you know exactly what that is. You're crying, you're sobbing, you're so upset, and you've already been in the building for like a week for like 6 hours a day to set up your classroom. So why are we so upset? Because it's real. It happened. Summer is over. And so I saw her Facebook message and her private message about listening to a call, and I thought about it for about 10 seconds, and then I ignored it. Because, you know, I'm just such a nice person. And what happened was it kind of got lost in those private messages. And I'll get back to that in a minute as far as Facebook goes and private messaging. So it sort of got lost in my Facebook. But I did remember hearing about Arbonne about 12 years ago when my roommate in college had signed up to be a consultant. And the things that she had told me and taught me, I had not forgotten. And that was something that I kind of put to the side. And the only product that she had shared with me that I had tried, I loved. So when I went back to order it from her, she's like, oh yeah, I decided not to do the consultant thing, but I'm just going to buy the products for myself. And I was really disappointed that she at the time wasn't going to sell to me, basically. So I put it aside. I remembered kind of some of the things that she taught me, and it never left me. And that was 13 years ago. About 13 years ago. I'd like to say like 5 because that kind of tells you how long I've been out of college. But anyway, since then I've got married. I have my hubby is actually a teacher as well, and he is a referee, and he got hurt this year, so he couldn't ref. And that was a big problem for our family because we relied on that money. I know that it sounds shocking, but 2 teachers, they just don't make a lot of money in this town. We have 3 babies. I just had my 3rd child. She's 3 months old. And we really were thinking, okay, what are we going to do? And so here I am on maternity leave, stressed out of my mind to go back to work, and knowing I have to. And knowing that not only do I have to for the rest of the school year, but then after the summer I have to go back. And I'm going to do that whole thing again where I write something on Facebook and something's going to happen, and someone's probably going to send me a message about, well, maybe you should try something. So I thought, well, why don't I be proactive? So in February, I called Sarah, not Elizabeth, but Sarah, because I knew Sarah a little bit better, and Sarah was quiet, and she didn't try to sell people on things, and she wasn't pretty much just like me in my temperament, and Elizabeth and I are very similar about a lot of things. And I said, you know, I'm curious about Arbonne. And now I know, well, forget about it. Nobody that's it. I was going to become a consultant. But I didn't know that then. But what I did know is when Sarah said to me, hey, can I take you out to dinner? I was like, yeah, you can. I mean, who asks me out to dinner? I never get to go out to dinner for free. Okay. So we went out here, and we came to the meeting after. And I sat in the front row, and I looked just like my middle schoolers. Yeah, right. And the second meeting I came to, I was now signed up as a consultant like a few days before, and I cried in the lobby to Elizabeth. Sarah signed me up the last night, 11 o'clock at night, on how am I going to do this? I can't do this. I've got 31 days. I was sobbing, and people were walking by. Are you okay? I'm fine, I'm fine. I was really sobbing, and I'm sure people were like, okay. And here I am. It was 32 days later. And so the question is, how do I do this? Practical advice, right? What is it that you did 32 days later that made this happen? Well, besides being a queen of a very small country, Danielle said, what are you willing to do different so that you can do something different? And that stuck with me, and I kept thinking about it. So here's my advice to you. 1, be intentional. And I think that Becky said that a few times. That means be deliberate, be calculated, be conscious. I know, I looked it up, it's true. 2, trust the system and your upline, and if you're not sure what your upline is, then ask the person that brought you. What's an upline? What are you talking about? Because I didn't know what that meant. And 3, trust your gut. In my case, my gut is always wrong. So I don't trust my gut, I trust Jesus. Jesus is my gut, because I was never going to marry a teacher. I was never going to work in Nashua. And I was never going to have 3 babies. So I don't trust my gut, I trust my Jesus. And for me, I prayed. I said, okay, you know what? God, if you want this to happen, then I need my husband to be on board. So I had him listen to Danielle's call, and I knew that that would be it, it would be over. And he said, let's keep doing this. And I was like, wait, what? So then I said, okay, Lord, you know what? After the meeting, I said, I need an order. I got home from the meeting. 10 minutes later, I looked at my phone, and our school nurse had heard from a friend who saw a Facebook post that I had done that Sarah gave me the verbiage to, so I didn't even have to create it myself. And she wanted to order the fit kit. 10 minutes later, I was like, okay. So then I was like, all right, you know, to call me back. I need Tessa to call. She called the next day and said, hey, I'm ready for the party. I got like 12 people coming, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right. And then finally I was going out with my high school sweetheart to visit and hang out. I hadn't seen him for a year, and he was just about to move away. So I'm like, Lord, I need a business builder. I need a business builder. I need someone to work with me. And right before I left to go out to visit with this guy, my husband said, hey, I think I'm going to sign up as a business builder under you. And I was like, that's a typical thing right there. Okay, yeah, that's a high school sweetheart. That makes sense. Okay. So practically, what's your next step? Well, first, take the first step, but then take the second and the third. You do not climb a flight of stairs and then stand halfway there and wonder why you're not on the second floor. It's just the way it is. Make to-do lists and put easy stuff on them, like get up, take a shower, drink your detox tea. When I started, I put a post on Facebook that Sarah sent to me. I didn't even have to do the work. I was like, what do I write? She's like, here, you can write this if you want. Make it your own. I was like, why am I going to make it my own when I can just make it yours? So I put it on Facebook. But I didn't just stop there. That was step 1. Then I emailed some people that contacted me. And then I called them. I followed up with them. I did a live call with Danielle. I begged, actually, for a live call because I wanted to know the next step. But I didn't, when I found out she wanted 10 people, I was very nervous about getting only 10 people. So I called 30 people and asked them. And I went to Sarah, my sponsor. I keep saying Sarah. Sarah's my sponsor. And I said, okay, what do I say? She said, I will send you what to say. You can make your own. Why would I make it my own? You already have it done. I made it my own a little bit. I called like 30 people. But then I text messaged like 40. And then I Facebook private messaged like 50. I made sure to have enough people. I had 23 people on the call. Now, you know, FYI, one was my mom, one was my dad, you know. But it's still good for them to hear about what you're doing. Have support outside of Arbonne if you can. My hubby was my support, and the reason that I think this is important is that they can discover it alongside of you, and they can be a bouncing board, and you're not just getting Arbonne from Arbonne people. I think that's super important. So find someone. If it can't be your spouse or your significant other, then find someone that can be your sounding board, that can, you know, like when you get really excited about it, they can get really excited. And the craziest part is that they might wind up becoming a business builder with you. Hence my husband. And I wish he was here tonight because it would have been great seeing him up there with all the white roses. People would have been all like, Bachelor what? Mostly get in front of people. More people will hear you when you speak to them. It's a crazy concept. Expect everyone to be open about this instead of the opposite. If people aren't, don't let that shock stop you. Circle back. Circle back. Keep moving on so that you can circle back. Because if you keep moving, you will literally circle back. My younger brother is a skeptic right now. And I said, that's fine. You're still on my short list to drive my Mercedes someday. But wouldn't it be cool if you drove up in yours? Just saying. My work person, the person that is my work person, she is all, I don't use those products. I'm like, okay, you don't use toothpaste, makeup, liar, okay? So it's all right. She's not there yet. I'm going to circle back. Maybe I'll be driving it. And lastly, and most importantly, use your upline. Upline, upline, upline. And what that means is the people that have brought you here tonight, or the people that I've dragged you here tonight. Use them as a resource. It is so important. If I had not had Sarah and Elizabeth, and I gotta give a shout out to Elizabeth because Sarah was all having a baby, she's kind of busy, and I just I inundated them with questions, and then I asked more questions and more questions and more questions, and then I asked the same ones with my husband on the phone, and he is the one that now writes all the questions down and then asks me, and then listens quietly in the background like he's not there, and he's always comes up with great ones. So use them because that's what we often trade what we want most for what we want. And lastly, you have homework. So here's your homework. Tonight, before you go to bed, post something, book. So you have responses to wake up to. That's it. Post something on Facebook. How great would it be if you woke up and someone was all, hey, let me know about this. Yeah, everybody can do that. So we're all going to post something on Facebook. Hey, there was a woman that spoke last, and she was amazing and beautiful. You want to be just like her? That's fine, you can do that. If you have not put your binder together, which I am saying this with my eyes shaded because I've been putting my sister-in-law Dallas together for her, and it's taking me a long time. Put your binder together, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go to your sponsor and be like, where's my binder? Okay, why haven't you given me the paperwork for it? Grow your belief in yourself and the products, and here's how I did that. Research Arbonne. You're going to see stuff on it. There's one website that has a naughty word, and it's about being a mad consumer. What kind of things do you think are on that website? They're not all happy, sweet. But I'll tell you what. I read that website, and when I did, there was a consultant that answered, and it wasn't the same consultant that answered all of these comments and reviews, and I was so impressed with that. Because enough people cared about the business to make comments back to say, hey, well, you know what, maybe this is the issue. And I was just really impressed with that. After you research, though, ask your questions to your upline. So you can research and do all the stuff you want, and you can believe everything on the internet, because as I tell my students, it's all true. But when you have questions, go to your sponsor, go to your upline. And lastly, and the last part of your homework is to try the products. And that's not a plug. That is, I hadn't tried any of the products, and I was crying in the hallway 32 days ago. And now I'm sitting up here in qualification for area manager. I love the products that I've used so far. I can't wait to use more. My husband's trying to cap me on this Arbonne obsession that I've started. But it's good, and you can do it. So Facebook, binder, products, and grow your belief in you. Thanks.
Pretty powerful night. A lot of incredible leaders coming up, and you guys, I just really hope that you have seen the variety of people that build this business, and you hear Crystal's beautiful story about the time. You know, it didn't happen overnight like it did for Joanne. She didn't have that switch that flipped right away and everything happened. But look where she is, and doesn't matter. And that's one thing that I always encourage to realize is we're all on separate journeys. Some people really do go fast, and other people take a little bit longer, right or wrong. But when you follow those sorts of steps, you learn these tips and these golden nuggets from people who are there, who have succeeded, who have learned. I mean, it's brilliant to learn from other people's mistakes, right? And so take that. The friends and family call, you guys, it is really, I mean, Crystal's entire team has done friends and family calls, and their businesses are growing. You know, I mean, Joanne, 23 people, and right away we had those positive responses. It's okay for your parents to be two of the 23 because they can't support you on if they don't know what you're doing. So this friends and family call, it is not to be dismissed and ignored and to think, well, I'm doing a great job myself. It's powerful, and it's really, really helping people explode. Whether they decide to join you on this incredible journey or not, they want to try product. They're more willing to give you those referrals, okay? So really consider that if that is something that you have not done. And I am truly willing, if people are, what we're saying is, if you get 10 or more guests on, I will do the call, but your area manager will be on the call with you. If you don't have 10, they're going to take over and I'm going to hop off because you're just going to respect my time. Okay, so I will do it for any one of you. I kid you not, we will make time for it. But you just have to show that level of commitment that you really want this and you're willing to get out of your comfort zone too and get people on the call. So we are all committed to your success. Just a couple of things that I want to share. Number one, GTC is in however many days? Not many. You guys, there's a new product launch at GTC. Have several of them that arrived Thursday in a box. Get really excited. I get donation so we can talk about it. But I will tell you that it's an incredible product launch. I can tell you that you are going to want to have, for those of you who are going, you're going to want to have contacts, names, and numbers with you. You're also going to want to come home to a full calendar. If you're not going, you still want to have a full calendar because you're going to want to get back or just get sharing these new products. One thing that I recommend is you've got people, most of you, if you're doing this business, you have people that already love our products. This is a great time. I already have clients that are saying, when's the new product launch? Can you tell me what they are? Waiting to put in an order for new products. Once you get loyal clients, you will have clients that are begging you to tell them as soon as new products are launched because they love our products. Okay, but whatever people that you have in your life that are on products, let them know. Product launch in 2 weeks, stay tuned for a special. Or, you know what, I'm coming back on such and such date. I would love to have you get a few of your friends together and we'll get you your products at 80% off. Just start thinking and start booking and start being prepared. Another incredible time to sponsor new business partners, you guys, with the product launch, the explosion going on in our business. Truly, there's never been a better time. So I hope that your confidence is big on both our products and our opportunity because they're both exploding. And I assure you that you will want to have stuff booked so that you can be sharing our products with other people. The other thing I want to say is that for all of you, I think, was it this month, last month, we had our manager's breakfast. Did you guys enjoy our manager's breakfast? It was a pretty special morning together. So we're going to have another one in May. So if you're in qualification for district manager, we want you there. Okay, if you're not in qualification, you're brand new, you're a guest, we can show you how to get to district right away, but we had a phenomenal breakfast and some gifts and some just fun little trainings that we did in the morning, and it was a really great time. So we're going to do that again in May. I'm thinking Saturday, May 9th, but I don't know when Mother's Day weekend is. That is Mother's Day? So maybe we should do the 2nd, but it doesn't give us a whole lot of time to plan. So stay tuned for that. We will have something in May. It's a busy month in my home. I have a birthday this year, May. It's a big one. Getting old. Okay, so the last thing that I want to share, you guys, I had a sponsoring appointment today with a beautiful woman and her sister, and they came over at lunch. And just hearing Joanne talking about the expectations. Expect good things. You guys, when I talk to people about our business, it's a no-brainer to me. I don't know where else you can make the income that we can make, working part-time, changing people's lives, having control over your time and when you build this, how you build it, with the people you build it with, and when you get the love, the recognition, everything else. I mean, to me, it's so brilliant. So I do encourage you to expect that. As you share it with people, have that kind of confidence that it's really brilliant, and I don't know who wouldn't want to do this. But it was an incredible appointment today. But when they left, I just kept thinking, my success is painting the picture for others of what's possible, of the lifestyle change that they can have, right? Do you seeing me, knowing that I'm a national vice president in Arbonne, is it not empowered? I remember Jolene, when I went from region to nation, she said, I always thought I could get to region, but now that you're a nation, now I know I can go nation. People need you to do the same thing. Not everybody in your life knows me, nor will they ever meet me, but they depend on us to do this, to become successful, to change our future so that they can have more in their lives. People are hungry for change. They're hungry for more time freedom. They're hungry for the financial freedom that we give. They're hungry for choices. Okay, so I just encourage you all to just have that belief and know that people in your life are depending on you to do this and build it and share it with them so that you can show them what's possible for them. Okay, I really hope to celebrate with all of you, well, lots of you in Vegas, but at our district manager breakfast next month, would love for us to have to like rent a room this size to accommodate everybody. But I will tell you, the rate that we're growing, I know there's going to be a lot of new districts. I know that we're going to have a lot of new areas. I know that we're going to be celebrating some new Mercedes next month. And to their teams, you guys, I just want to say congratulations to you as well, because you don't get into region qualification without a team. So this is also a reflection of all of you in this room. So thank you. Our meeting in May is Monday night, May what? Who knows? May 3rd, May 4th. Monday, May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes. And also with you. I'm with you here. Yes, so May 4th, we'll be here. And stay tuned for those of you going to GTC. Stay tuned for some announcements about a welcome reception in my room on Thursday. And then for those of you who earned your bonus, stay tuned for information on that little celebration. And anything else, if you're not on our Facebook team page yet, get there and you'll learn lots of other cool updates. So thank you for coming. If you're a guest and you want to stick around and ask any questions, we'll be here for that. Lots of people go down to the pub.
They serve a fantastic champagne breakfast. I went there last Sunday, not even kidding.
Here?
Yeah, champagne, the champagne was free with it. It was like, this girl made an omelet, like, it was really good. If anybody doesn't want to eat now.
We'll be back tomorrow morning for those of you who want to.
Sunday.
Back on Sunday. Just earn the breakfast and we'll have champagne. We had mimosas.
We did.
All right, so thank you guys for coming. Have an amazing month. We'll see lots of you vegans. And I'll let you know about the happy hour. Yeah, because then they get
Thank you for joining us.